Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode number 88 on AONIM, Appreciation of North Indian Music, with your host, Shekhar Pathak. Thank you for joining, and thank you again and over again for continuing to support this channel. For the last few weeks, we have been talking about some of the most popular rag that are based on Kalyan That. Last week, we talked about rag Gaud Sarang, and we also introduced you to an unusual name, Bhendi Bazar Gharana. Today, we will talk about rag Sham Kalyan and Merukhand that was developed by this unusual name Gharana, Bhendi Bazar Gharana. So stay tuned. Welcome back, friends. As I said earlier, we will start our discussion on Merukhand, a technique that was developed by Bhendi Bazar Gharana and that is accepted and followed by all gharanas of Gaiki and instrument playing gharanas also. We'll follow it up with an introduction to Rag Sham Kalyan. Let us begin with Merukhand. Meru means confluence or coming together, and khand means apart, bringing parts together. It's a technique that brings different parts together. It's a brilliant mathematical technique that combines musical notes. Similar technique was mentioned in the old treatise Sangeet Ratnakar by Sarangi, which mentions about 5040 permutations that can be derived from a group of 7 notes. Pandit Omkarnath Thakur elaborated on these 5040 permutations in his writings, and Ustad Amir Khan, while still a part of Bhendi Bazar Gharana, mastered this technique. So that's a brief history of what Merukhand is. Now, what is the technique? And what is the math behind it? Let's use whiteboard to explain this.
The mathematical formula is NPR equals to N bang divided by N minus R bang. N bang or N exclamation is pronounced as N factorial, where N equals total number of elements. R equals selected elements from within N. Now N and R can be different numbers or they can be the same numbers. Let us say that they are the same. In that case, you can replace R with N and we would have the following formula. Here is the formula on the board. Now, let us take 4 number of swaras. In that case, the formula will be 4P4 equals 4 exclamation equals to 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. That equals to 24 permutations. For 5 swara, 5 notes, it will be 5P5, which equals to 5 exclamation, 5 bang, which equals to 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1, which equals to 120, 120. And so on for 6 and 7 notes. 6 and 6, which would be 6 exclamation, which is equal to 6 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3, 2, and then 1, which equals to 720. 720. For number 7, or 7 notes, it will be 7 N 7, which equals to 7 exclamation, 7 bang, which equals to 7 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, which equals to 5040 permutations. Now let us apply this by laying out the swar. Let us take one swar, one note. That will give us 1 multiplied by 1, which equals to 1 permutation. Now let us take 2 swar. This will give us 2 multiplied by 1 equals to 2 swar permutations. In that case, it will be sa re and re sa. Now let's take 3 swar. This gives us 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1, which equals to 6 permutations. Let's work those out now. The first one will be sa re ga. Second one, sa ga re. Third one, re ga sa ga sa re sa. Now if we take 4 swar, then we get 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1, which equals to 24 permutations. And here are those 24 permutations, 4 swar.
So we went ahead with sa re ga ma, but you can take any 4 notes like re ga ma pa dha pa dha ni sa, and you'll come up with permutations of 24 Merukhand for these selected 4 notes. This is the technique of Merukhand that many singers and musicians use to practice on a daily basis. If you are a singer or if you are a musician, you should use this technique and you will notice the difference in your performance. Using this technique and taking 4 notes, you can create 5040 permutations. Using all 12 notes one by one, you can come up with that number. Huge number. So that's a lot, isn't it? Even practicing 5040 combinations is too much. Do 2 to 4 Merukhands a day and you will master all of them. It will give you enough practice. It'll give you enough what we call Swarajnan, knowledge of notes. So that was all about Merukhand. And now let's talk about the last rag of Kalyan Thaat, the Thaat that we have been talking about, Kalyan Thaat, and the last rag that we will discuss is Sham Kalyan. If you listen to this rag carefully, it'll remind you of a rag that we already talked about a few weeks ago, Shuddha Sarang. Sham Kalyan, however, gets a little bit of Kamod also. We talked about Kamod in last episode, I believe. I would suggest you listen to these 2 episodes, one on Shuddha Sarang and other one on Kamod, and then compare these 3 rag. It will also be easier to understand Sham Kalyan if you remember these 2 rag that we talked about. Anyway, let's look at the chart and we'll go over it briefly. So in the first column I have placed all the properties of rag. In the second, third and fourth I have Sham Kalyan, Shuddha Sarang and Kamod respectively. So Varjaswar in Sham Kalyan is Dhaivat in Aro, Gandhar in Shuddha Sarang, and Sampurna Rag in Kamod. So all swar are used. Thaat is Kalyan for Sham Kalyan, Shuddha Sarang is also Kalyan, and Kamod is also Kalyan. So all of them belong to Kalyan Thaat. Vadi for Sham Kalyan is Pa and Sa, Re and Pa for Shuddha Sarang, and Pa and Re, just the opposite, for Kamod. Time of performance is 6 to 9 p.m. for for Sham Kalyan. Shuddha Sarangi is 9 a.m. to 12 noon. And that's probably because it's more related to Sarang and somehow it goes better at that time. Kamod is again an evening rag, same time as Sham Kalyan, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Nyasaswar, this is where you need to pay attention. Sa, Re, Pa and Ni in Sham Kalyan. Ni, Re, Pa, not that much of a difference in Shuddha Sarang. And Sa, Re, Pa, again not that much of a difference in Kamod. Now let me sing Aroha and Avroha and catch phrases and a little bit of development, and I'll come back to you.
So first let's compare these three rag, Sham Kalyan, Shuddha Sarang and Kamod. Aroh of these three rag in the same order, Sham Kalyan followed by Shuddha Sarang followed by Kamod. And I'll do the Avroh in the same order as well. So Sham Kalyan first. Sa ni sa re ma pa ni sa ni sa re ma pa ni sa. Now Shuddha Sarang. Ni sa re ma pa ni sa. Same, right? Kamod is a little bit different, but will be close, pretty close. Sa re pa ga ma re sa ma re pa da ni sa. And now Avroha of Sham Kalyan. Sa ni da pa Shuddha Sarang. Sa ni da pa ma pa ma re sa. And Kamod. Sa ni da pa ma pa da pa ga ma pa ga ma re. So let me sing a few phrases now to show you how Kamod is different from Sham Kalyan. Let me sing Kamod first. Sa ma re pa. That's a Malhar Ang. Next, Re pa pa ga ma pa ga ma. Kamod Ang. Next, ma pa da pa. That is Kedar Ang. Ga ma da da pa. Hamir Ang. Ga ma pa ga ma re sa. Coming back to Kamod Ang. Pa da pa sa re sa. Chhaya Natan. Sa re sa sa da da pa ma da. Up to now is Kalyan. Ma pa da pa ga ma pa ga ma re. And now Sham Kalyan. Sa ni sa re re ma pa ma pa da pa ma pa da pa ma pa
सारे साने द प प म प द प ग म रे सा सा रे रे सा प द प प सा सारे सदा प म म प रे म प नि सा नि सदा द प सा नि द प म प ग म रे सा.
So going back to the chart and looking at it carefully, you can see that Vadi Samvadis are very similar in all three. What makes a huge difference is Varjaswar. Kamod uses all 7 notes in Aroh and Avroh, while Sham Kalyan has Dha and Shuddha Sarang has Ga Varja. Nyaswar are almost the same, but catchphrase which defines the overall summary of the chalan or the movement of the rag is quite different. As you can see, Shuddha Sarang is very different. The absence of Ga clearly makes it very identifiable, while Sham Kalyan gets the catchphrase similar to Kamud. Gamapa Gama Resa. Remember, I asked you to remember this phrase. Absence of Ga in Aroh is the way to separate Sham Kalyan from Kamud. There is a very small difference in these two rag, and that's why film music can never apply the strict rules of rag, as they are developed to be performed with full orchestra, and they are also designed to be screened for a plot. One song, however, that comes to my mind is composed by Pandit R.D. Burman. Yes, I call him Pandit. You नींद से वो जाने चमन जागर उठी है. Pandit Kishore Kumar singing it. Yes, they both are Pandit in my mind at least. One more song that comes to my mind is a ghazal composed by Hridaynath Mangeshkar, Pandit Hridaynath Mangeshkar, and his sister Bidushi Lata Mangeshkar. ये हम जो हिज्र में दीवार उतर को देखते हैं. One more ghazal by Ustad Ghulam Ali. Momin's Kalam, of course. Patta patta, boota boota, hal hamara jaane hai. And not so close, but not 100% Sham Kalyan, but pretty close, is LP, Lakshmikant Pyarelal's composition. Again, Lata Mangeshkar's perfect voice. Suno Sajna Papi Hene. I couldn't think of any other songs, but I'm sure there's more there out there, because there's so much of music out there, and I'm sure I missed some of it. If you or anyone knows newer songs based on Raga Sham Kalyan, I would love to know. I would love to listen to them. So please list them. List them in the comments section. But for now, let me sing a brand new composition in Raga Sham Kalyan. The poet is Salim Faraz.
कभी मौजूद थी लेकिन अभी गुम हो गई है. कभी मौजूद थी लेकिन अभी गुम हो गई है. न जाने किस जहां जिंदगी गुम हो गई है. न जाने किस जहां में जिंदगी गुम हो गई है, अभी मौजूद थी। सभी खुश हैं कि सारे गुमशुदा फिर मिल गए हैं। सभी खुश हैं कि सारे गुमशुदा फिर मिल गए हैं। मुझे गम है कि अब तेरी कमी गुम हो गई है, अभी मौजूद थी। मैं उससे मुद्दतों के बाद दोबारा मिला हूँ। मैं उससे मुद्दतों के बाद दोबारा मिला हूँ। खुशी तो है मगर वारफ्तगी गुम हो गई है, अभी मौजूद थी। मैं उसके याद से बस एक पल गुम हो गया था। मैं उसकी याद से बस एक पल गुम हो गया था, मगर लगता है जैसे एक सदी गुम हो गई है, अभी मौजूद थी। सलीम उसमें ज़्यादा फर्क तो अभी नहीं है। सलीम उसमें ज़्यादा फर्क तो अभी नहीं है। बस इतना है कि थोड़ी सादगी गुम हो गई है, अभी मौजूद थी लेकिन अभी गुम हो गई है। न जाने किस जहां में जिंदगी गुम हो गई है, अभी मौजूद थी, अभी मौजूद थी, अभी मौजूद थी।
Welcome back, friends. I hope you liked this beautiful ghazal by Salim Faraz that I tried to compose as close as possible in Rag Sham Kalyan. Let us now go over the list that we call a song a day. We will begin with Ustad Rashid Khan performing Rag Sham Kalyan. Very powerful but peaceful rendition of Shantaras Rag Sham Kalyan by Ustad Rashid Khan. Next is a live performance of Rag Sham Kalyan by Bidushi, Kaushiki, Chakraborty. The final cut in the list of vocal music is by Pandit, Jitendra, Abhisheki performing Rag Sham Kalyan. Next, we will have Rag Sham Kalyan live again, this time on Sarod by Pandit, Tajendra, Narayan, Majumdar. This is a live performance again. At number 5, I have selected the rendition of Rag Sham Kalyan on Sarangi by Nabeel Khan. And finally, I have Pandit Sundarlal Gandharva performing Rag Sham Kalyan on flute. Before signing off today, I want to mention a couple of names that bear the name Kalyan. Puriya Kalyan and Gorakh Kalyan are just two of them that I would like to mention. These rags do not belong to Kalyan Thaat, and that is why we will not talk about them now. But those are just a couple of names that bear the name of Kalyan, and there are actually many more. So we'll talk about some of them when it's the right time to talk about them. Today, we will conclude our discussion on the rag that are based on Kalyan Thaat and move on next week to another Thaat that is known as Khamaj Thaat. Hope you tune in. Hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you again next week. Bye.